All right, boys and girls, I'm the one doing the bedtime story tonight. My name is Ms.Sabrina, and I teach the twos. And this book is Just You and Me by Sam McBratney. Just you and me. Once there was a little gosling goose, and her name was Little Goosey. One day Little Goosey and Big Gander Goose, who looked after her, set out to walk down to the river. They hadn't gone far when the wind began to blow. Gander Goose looked up at the dark clouds racing across the sky and said, "A storm is coming. We'd better find a place to hide." "A nice warm place just for me and you," said Little Goosey. "Just us," said Gander Goose. "A place where we can rest until the storm is over." And they hurried into the woods, looking for a place to hide. "Will there be thunder when the storm comes?" asked Little Goosey. "Well, yes, there could be some thunder," said Gander Goose. Soon they found a hole in a ditch, but there was someone already there, a small, gray-whiskered mouse. She was hiding from the storm too. "You can stay here with me if you would like," said the mouse. Little Goosey whispered to Gander Goose, "I don't want anybody else when the thunder comes, just me and you." Gander Goose thanked the small gray-whiskered mouse. "It's a bit too damp here for us," he said. "You're very kind, but I think we'll look for someplace else. Goodbye." When the other two had gone, the mouse saw that the wet moss was growing up the walls, and it is a bit damp in here, she thought to herself. "I'll look for a better place too." You see how she's looking around, and there they are, and she's scrambling after them. Little Goosey and Gander Goose went further into the woods, looking for a place to hide. They found a hole among the roots of a tall tree, but there was someone in there already, a squirrel with a high, proud tail. "Would you like to stay here with me?" asked the squirrel. Little Goosey whispered to Gander Goose, "But I don't want anybody else, just me and you." Gander Goose thanked the squirrel with the high, proud tail. "I can't see daylight above our heads," he said. "You're very kind, but I think we'll look for someplace else. Goodbye." When the other two had gone, the squirrel looked up and saw the sky through the trunk of the hollow tree. "The rain could easily run through that hole. I'll try to find a better place, too." So he's leaving that spot, and see, there's Gander Goose and Little Goosey, and he's... Oh, and wait, and there's the mouse too. See, there's the mouse. Both of them are scrambling to find another place. Little Goosey and Gander Goose ventured further into the woods. They found an interesting cave among the rocks, but a rabbit with furry ears had found it before them. "We could all stay here together if you'd like," said the rabbit. Sorry, I'm having a hard time positioning my book. Little Goosey nestled into the soft feathers of Gander Goose and said quietly, "I don't want there to be anybody else when the thunder comes, just me and you." Gander Goose thanked the rabbit with the furry ears. "There are too many stones in here for us," he said. "You're very kind, but I think we'll look for someplace else. Goodbye." When the other two had gone, the rabbit couldn't find a place to lie down comfortably. "It is too stony in here," she thought to herself. "I had better look for another place too." So there's Gander Goose and Little Goosey, and they're going off. There's the furry ears rabbit, and there's the mouse right there. And I know the squirrel's in here somewhere. Let me look. Oh, there he is. He's in the shadow right up there. I think they're all looking for someplace else. Little Goosey was beginning to feel tired after all the searching for a place to hide. But then they found a hole behind a bush at the bottom of a hill. "This looks like a good place to be out of the storm," said Gander Goose. "And there's no one here. Just us," yawned Little Goosey. She made a tunnel under some blown-in leaves so that she wouldn't hear the thunder if it came, and she lay down to sleep. There's Gander Goose and Little Goosey. And then here comes the mouse, the squirrel, and the rabbit. I wonder if they're all gonna be in the same place. The storm arrived, and a great wind blew through the trees, and the rain came down. In the fields and in the woods, no one could be seen, for they were all hiding from the storm. Can you see that? Can you see that? Wind was blowing and rain was falling. The dark clouds passed over and the wind died down. And soon the skies were clear again. Little Goosey blinked. See Little Goosey? And there was a little bit of sunlight shining through the hole. But then she heard someone behind her. "This was a good place to hide from the storm," said the small gray-whiskered mouse. "It was," agreed the squirrel with the high, proud tail. "A very good place to hide from the storm," said the rabbit with furry ears. And there they are all together. Can you see each of them? Whiskered mouse, furry ears, squirrel, gander goose, and little goosey. They were all together. The mouse, the squirrel, and the rabbit waved goodbye and they ran off into the woods. "This was a great place to hide from the storm," Little Goosey laughed, "for all of us." Gander Goose looked out at the trees, still dripping after the rain. "It was, and now I think we'll walk down to the river," he said. "Just us?" asked Little Goosey. Gander Goose smiled and said, "Just you and me." The end.